Greek presence in Italy begins with the migrations of the Old Greek Diaspora in the 8th century BC, continuing down to the present time. There is a linguistic minority known as the Grieco People, who live in the southern Italian regions of Calabria and Apulia, especially the peninsula of Salento, within the old Magna Graecia region, who speak a distinctive dialect of Greek called Griko. They are believed to be remnants of the ancient and medieval Greek communities who have lived in the south of Italy for centuries. Alongside this group, a smaller number of more recent migrants from Greece lives in Italy, forming an expatriate community in the country. Today, many Greeks in southern Italy follow Italian customs and culture. Ancient. In the 8th and 7th centuries BC, for various reasons, including demographic crisis, the search for new commercial outlets and ports, and expulsion from the homeland, Greeks began a large colonization drive, including southern Italy. In this same time, Greek colonies were established in places as widely separated as the eastern coast of the Black Sea in Massalia. They included settlements in Sicily and the southern part of the Italian peninsula. The Romans called the area of Sicily and the foot of the boot of Italy Magna Graecia, since it was so densely inhabited by Greeks. The ancient geographers differed on whether the term included Sicily, Aemilia, Apulia, and Calabria, Strabo being the most prominent advocate of the wider definitions. Medieval. During the early Middle Ages, new waves of Greeks came to Magna Graecia from Greece and Asia Minor, as southern Italy remained governed by the Eastern Roman Empire. Although most of the Greek inhabitants of southern Italy became de-Hellenized and no longer spoke Greek, remarkably a small Greco-speaking minority still exists today in Calabria and mostly in Salento. Greco is the name of a language combining ancient Doric, Byzantine Greek, and Italian elements spoken by people in the Magna Graecia region. There is rich oral tradition and Greco folklore, limited now, though once numerous, to only a few thousand people, most of them having become absorbed into the surrounding Italian element. Records of Magna Graecia being predominantly Greek-speaking date as late as the 11th century. The migration of Byzantine Greek scholars and other émigrés from Byzantium during the decline of the Byzantine Empire and mainly after the fall of Constantinople in 1453 until the 16th century, is considered by modern scholars as crucial in the revival of Greek and Roman studies, arts and sciences, and subsequently in the development of Renaissance humanism. These émigrés were grammarians, humanists, poets, writers, printers, lecturers, musicians, astronomers, architects, academics, artists, scribes, philosophers, scientists, politicians and theologians. In the decades following the Ottoman conquest of Constantinople, many Greeks began to settle in territories of the Republic of Venice, including in Venice itself. In 1479 there were between 4,000 and 5,000 Greek residents in Venice. Moreover, it was one of the economically strongest Greek communities of that time outside the Ottoman Empire. In November of 1494 the Greeks in Venice asked permission and were permitted to found a Brotherhood of the Greek race, a philanthropic and religious society which had its own committee and offices to represent the interests of the flourishing Greek community. This was the first official recognition of the legal status of the Greek colony by the Venetian authorities. In 1539 the Greeks of Venice were permitted to begin building their own church, the San Giorgio-Dei Greci, which still stands in the center of Venice in the present day on the Rio Dei Greci. Modern Italy. Although most of the Greek inhabitants of southern Italy became entirely Italianized during the Middle Ages, pockets of Greek culture and language remained and survived into modern times. This is due to the fact that the traffic between southern Italy and the Greek mainland never entirely stopped. Thus, for example, Greeks recolonized the region in the 16th and 17th centuries. This happened in reaction to the conquest of the Peloponnese by the Ottoman Turks. Especially after the fall of Koroni, large numbers of Greeks and Albanians sought, and were granted, refuge in the areas of Calabria, Salento and Sicily. The Greeks from Koroni, the so-called Koronians, belonged to the nobility and brought with them substantial movable property. They were granted special privileges and given tax exemptions. Another part of the Greeks that moved to Italy came from the Mani region of the Peloponnese. The Maniads were known for the proud military traditions and for the bloody vendettas. These migrations strengthened the depopulated Italian south with a culturally vibrant and militarily capable element. Grieco people. The Grieco people are a population group in Italy of ultimately Greek origin which still exists today in the Italian regions of Calabria and Apulia. The Grieco people traditionally spoke the Griko language, a form of the Greek language combining ancient Doric and Byzantine Greek elements. Some believe that the origins of the Griko language may ultimately be traced to the colonies of Magna Graecia. Greeks were the dominant population element of some regions in the south of Italy, especially Calabria, the Salento, parts of Lucania and Sicily until the 12th century. Over the past centuries the Griko have been heavily influenced by the Catholic Church and Latin culture, and as a result many Griko have become largely assimilated into mainstream Italian culture. Though once numerous, the Griko are now limited, most of them having become absorbed into the surrounding Italian element. The Griko language is severely endangered due to language shift towards Italian and large-scale internal migration to the cities in recent decades. The Griko community is currently estimated at 60,000 members. Immigrants. After World War II, a large number of Greeks immigrated to countries abroad, mostly to the United States, Canada and Australia. However, a smaller number of diaspora migrants from Greece entered Italy from World War II onwards. Today the Greek diaspora community consists of some 30,000 people, the majority of whom are located in Rome and central Italy. Notable Greeks in Italy: Francesco Maurolico, mathematician and astronomer; Simone Stratigo, mathematician and natural science expert; Ugo Foscolo, writer, revolutionary and poet; Matilda Serrao, journalist and novelist; Demetrio Stratos, singer; Antonella Lualdi, actress and singer; Fiorella Costras, economist; Antonella Interlenghi, actress; Anna Karnakis, actress and model; Valeria Golino, actress; Virginia Sangiusti, television announcer; Nicholas Vaporidis, actor; Chiara Gensini, actress; Ria Antonio, singer and model; Viviana Campanile Zagorian, beauty pageant contestant; Ludovica Cara, Miss Model.